Jumped up the side of the stage. I'll jump off the side of the stage when I get down. And I'm sitting here listening to this discussion, and Tom Latham, thank you. Thank you, Kathy, for stepping up and taking this on, taking on Leonard Boswell. I am convinced you will beat Leonard, and you will represent the new 3rd district in the state of Iowa. And that was a selfless decision on the part of Tom Latham to take that up and do that. And we're here. I want to tell you what's good about Iowa. Then I want to beat up on the other side a little bit, and then I'll feel better. What's good about it? Oh my, you know what we have for families and faith, and for our economic foundation, and how our neighborhoods stick together, and how we reach out and pull people up and pull them along with us. You know about our work ethic. You know how it's universal around the globe. And I think of going into Baghdad right after the beginnings of the liberation in Iraq, and General Martin Dempsey, now is chairman of the Joint Chiefs. And as I introduced myself with about, not quite a dozen members of Congress, half of them on either side of me, I said, Steve King, Iowa. And he said, keep sending me those good Iowa kings. That's how our reputation goes around the globe. How are we doing here? We know that all new wealth comes from the land. Iowa State teaches it as fields and mines. You mine it out of the earth or raise it out of the soil. How have we done over the last decade or so? The value of our crops and livestock has more than doubled. Over the last 8 years, a little plus. And the value of our ag land has tripled over the last 9 years. We've gone from about $60 billion to over $200 billion. Now, those are just numbers. That's capital I'm talking about. Revenue stream, gross receipts, and capital. But think of this. Iowa ranks, well, we don't actually win, but we're the only state in the nation that's actually challenging North Dakota for the greatest increase in individual income. Increase from 2010 to 2011. North Dakota's was 6.7%. Iowa was 6.4%. You got to go all the way down to Oklahoma at 5.3%. We didn't strike oil. We're knocking on the door, challenging North Dakota for the greatest economic increase. How'd that happen? Good education, good work ethic, good ideas, entrepreneurs that will invest their capital. It's not government that creates jobs. It's government that's supposed to get out of the way so you can create jobs because you have a desire for profit, and that's the profit you pay wages with. That's the jobs. You know, any state that can come through the downward spiral of 2008 and take out all of the things that have come our way and emerge, if we had struck oil, think where we'd be. And you know, we have some things that I wouldn't trade for oil, and that's Iowa values, and you stood for them. I'm watching as this party has risen up and looked at that great deficit in registration, Democrats threw over Republicans, and turned it around in a course of a 12-month period of time. And what else did Iowa do? First in the nation caucus chairman. And we look at the job they got done. Who emerged in the 4 candidates that are in the end of this thing down to the last? Remember, 306 or so million Americans. 4 Republicans in the role of having in a position to become the next president of the United States. Who were in the top 4 when they left Iowa January 4th of this year? Those 4. We made the recommendation that the rest of the country embraced. And we need to keep Iowa the #1 first in the nation caucus in perpetuity. Part of our job, working together. We'll do that. And Barack Obama came here. And then sadly to say, it was the Democrats, not the Republicans, where he started his movement to become the President of the United States. He drifted over from Chicago. He and David Axelrod put their tentacles down into Iowa and launched Barack Obama onto the presidency. He's coming back. He's not over. This isn't done. The President of the United States and David Axelrod have a plan. They have actually 5 strategies. One of them is the Southern strategy that doesn't include Iowa. The other 4 strategies require that Barack Obama must win Iowa if he's going to serve a second term as President of the United States. And we're going to say, no, Mr. President, you are not going to be a 2-term president. You're going to be a 1-term president. And we'll work together to do that. This expanding registration that we have, this expanding activists we have, the breadth of this party that goes across from the spectrum, that we believe in this. We are Republicans in Iowa. We are full spectrum constitutional conservatives in this state. Everybody in this room fits under that label. Everybody in this room can step into the harness and pull this wagon together. And everybody in this room can unseat Barack Obama. And what do we get in the bargain? Well, plank number one and the platform of the next president of the United States must be the full 100% repeal of Obamacare. Plank number two needs to be our presidential nominee calling upon the American people to grant him a mandate to call upon Congress so that Tom Latham and I and Chuck Grassley from the Senate can move out of the House and the Senate a constitutional amendment requiring a balanced budget and send it to the states for ratification. We elect our president, unseat Barack Obama, repeal Obamacare, move a constitutional amendment to the states for the 38 states to ratify. The rest of fixing America is a lot easier. And I just want to wrap it up with this. I've heard several speakers talk about American exceptionalism. You can come to Republican events for years and years, and I have, and never hear the phrase American exceptionalism. But that is at the core of who we are. It is the American dream. It does embody full-spectrum constitutionalism. American exceptionalism is wrapped up in the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, religion, the press, the right to keep and bear arms, property rights, which Ken Cuccinelli's done a lot of work on. I'll mention that a little bit later. The 10th Amendment, where the powers devolve to the states and the people respectively, and all of that based upon free enterprise and the vigor that comes from everybody that came to America inspired by that dream. We will refurbish that. This is a destiny election. Tom Latham is right on that. And we're going to turn this country in the right direction. And Iowa is the epicenter for all of that and the First of the Nation caucus in perpetuity. We're going to get it all done. Thanks very much. God bless you all.